Good morning. What's going on, everyone? It is Wednesday. It's 11 o'clock Eastern. So, call for the creators. You know, we go live, and this is not a green screen. This is 42 West 18th Street, Adorama. If you're in New York, come hang out. These chairs are here for you, as well as that chat room that you're in right now. I got Roy with me today. We're going to go into who this guy is. I think we've had a couple of discussions on my personal channel, but I really wanted to bring you on here, and I'm so happy he's here. You're going to find out why. But before that, you know what I got to do, guys. Got to do a little house cleaning. This one is sponsored by, boom, Lexar. Lexar has been in this industry for decades, doing everything memory-wise, SSDs, memory cards, SD, Save Express Type B, and now they got some stuff going on for storage for phones because, yeah, we're shooting like 4K video on some massive files coming out of our phones lately, and they are catering to that as well. So check out the link down below. You've heard of Lexar if you've been in this industry long enough. Don't start with me. And Tenba. Tenba, is this not doing the thing? Yeah, it is. Okay. Tenba wanted to support this show because they want to support photographers. They started in 1977 from a photographer here in New York. So Roy, you get a custom Call for the Creators camera bag with a custom metal and gray plates.
Oh, that's really nice.
It is nice, right?
Okay.
Tenba's awesome. Go check out the links down below for their full lineup of backpacks, rollers, smaller bags like this. Everything is super well made. It survived me. It survived Daniel. It will survive you guys as well. So go check out Tenba. We want to thank them for supporting the show. And last but not least, Gotham Roasters are hooking up with the coffee. Cheers, bro. What'd you get?
A latte.
Ooh, so bougie. Got a nice black cold brew here. Gotham Roasters is one block up on 19th Street. It's neighborhood, but it's also industry. It's owned by a filmmaker and a photographer. So if you're going to come to an event like the one that's happening at 5 o'clock here tonight with Mark Mann, go over there, grab some coffee, say Adorama sent you, then grab a seat, and just know that you're supporting the neighborhood, you're supporting local, and you're supporting our own industry. Okay. Wow. You know what we got to do now? We got to find out who Roy is. Roy Rochlin is... Man, I got to tell you, every time I'm going to like a big event in New York, I could find this guy somewhere like hustling around the crowd. I always look for your head. You're always dark with the shiny head. But it's because I know Getty's going to have to be there. And if it's Getty, I know Roy's probably going to be there. And you and me have crossed paths at Comic-Con mainly. I mean, you get so much done in a small amount of time in the middle of a crazy chaos. If you guys have watched my Comic-Con videos, you've seen how melee it gets. And this dude, I mean, you were elbowing. I love it. I love you're like, come on, guy. And you're doing this. I was like, this is my guy. You are just never knowing where you're going to be. You never know what's going to happen next, but you do know that you got to be ready and you know that you have to deliver, right? Yeah. So I figured if there's anybody that's got to come on Call for Creators, it's a guy that is hustling because I know you just push a button for a living. That's what you are so quiet. What is this? Man. So first of all, how long have you been doing this? And was this the genre or area of the industry you wanted to get into? Did you migrate from something else? Because I feel like press guys usually come from events, which is like weddings, bar mitzvahs, you know, the whole gabosh.
Well, so when I started, I started getting into photography in high school, and I think the people I looked up to were mostly like Eugene Smith or Kudelka or James Nachtwey. So that's kind of the direction I was kind of planning on going. Into college, I felt I was working 2 jobs and I needed extra money to get gear because I couldn't afford anything. So I started shooting weddings with a good friend called Asaf Kliger, and we started doing weddings over time. And but I always kind of wanted to get into like the editorial space. That's kind of like what was pulling me. I was drawn to news at first, but I think as I got older, I kind of got away from that. I feel like something about entertainment is more fitting.
It's still news. It's a different type.
But I was planning on being a war photographer, but
okay, that's a big difference.
Yeah, at some point I was like, yeah, that doesn't seem like a happy life to me. And happiness is important. So I think where I ended up is like the best possible outcome. It's an editorial lifestyle, and I get to cover a lot of interesting things, and I have a lot of opportunities to create really beautiful pictures, which is what drives me in the end.
Well, what gets me about what you do is it's not curated, right? Like you just got to be on the moment and figure it out in the spot.
Yep.
And when I watch you work at Comic-Con, it's like, what can I carry on my back? Set up something that looks dynamic. You're not trying to hide your strobes. They're in the frame.
Yeah.
You're not trying to hide your light stands. They're in the frame. You're not trying to digitally erase. I hate when people digitally erase the crowd. Yep. It's like, what are you doing? You're like, no, I'm in the middle of this chaos. Here's what that chaos looks like. And here is the chaos I'm adding to it, which it's so much fun. I cannot stress, how much fun it is to watch him work.
So I do feel like photography is about looking at reality, and those flashes are a part of the reality of what's happening. The chaos is a part of the reality of what's happening. I don't like using like filters and stuff that changes stuff. I like the natural colors of things. I do like black and white, but I rarely use it.
Well, I feel like in your genre, there's very rarely black and white anymore. Like people want to see the reality of what's happening, right?
Right. But I do have the option of submitting stuff that in black and white, like that wrestling shot there, the sumo shot. I do have the option of submitting stuff in black and white, but I usually end up preferring the color because I feel like it's more true to real life. I the the controlled chaos is just like kind of like what drives it. It's kind of what keeps you going.
I think it's what keeps it interesting. The energy's high in all your frames. There's nothing that's like drabby, you know? And you get that job done. But would you say that like when you shoot, let's say you shoot black and white, I think that's a good way to separate your personal work from your pro work. Like you can go out there and have like a palette cleanser, a different mindset, go do street photography maybe with like a lighter kit, black and white. You're eliminating a lot of the reality of things and making whatever you want to make happen. Does that kind of fly for you at all?
It doesn't. So for Getty, I have to have the color version. Like if I submit a black and white picture, I have to also submit the color version of it. So that kills the going out to shoot in black and white.
But even for yourself, you don't want to just go out there and knock around.
Oh, I do. For myself, I do.
Yeah. It's a good way to separate. I feel like you can keep a style to your own.
Yeah. So, but it also depends on what I'm shooting. Like if I shoot like a concert, I'll do a lot more black and white than I would for something normal. If I shoot like a protest, maybe I'll add some black and whites, but much less than I would in a concert.
Yeah.
But if I'm shooting like a red carpet or an event, I rarely do black.
Oh, red carpet and black and white.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, some people do it. Yeah.
Have you ever been called to something and you questioning like how you're going to approach it? Like all the time, right? Because no matter how many red carpets it is, no matter how many events it is, there's always variables, right?
You're always worried that the one lens you didn't bring is the one you were going to the one lens you didn't bring, that's the one that's going to get the shot. Like it's always like that.
Is it always a Sophie's choice with your kit? You're always like, okay, I can only fit this much on me because you got to move. It's not just, you can't carry on a case of gear like I got it.
Well, it depends on the job. But yeah, if I shoot like a gala or a red carpet, I can bring like a roller case. But if I shoot like a protest, then it has to be a backpack. And then you really got to be careful about what you're packing and what kind of look you're looking to get. So if I shoot like a red carpet event with an after party or something like that, I'll bring like the Trinity, like the 1424, 2470, and 7200. But if I'll shoot outside, I'm like, well, I'll bring a 3514 and a 135 because it's a different look that I'm looking for. But it's something that you really need to think about, like what kind of event it's going to be and what kind of pictures do you hope to get from it? Because you don't really know. You're just kind of guessing. Even
with all the unknown, you still have to be intentful.
Yeah.
I feel like we keep on trying to drill on this channel. If you're talking to like me, Dan, Ab, whoever, we're always like, think about what you're going to go shoot first before you start pulling out whatever. Have you ever just had the wrong kit on you? Have you been like, oh, this is all telephoto lenses on me right now?
I had one time during COVID, like it was like late COVID, and I was shooting outside, like people like doing stuff with masks. And I had my 3514, just that one camera with 3514.
Getting in there tight.
And I got a phone call. Hey, there's this like small event at a pier, like in an open air, like kind of red carpet thing. Can you run over there? And I was like, well, I just have this. I had like one body, one lens. I'm like, okay, yeah, and I got the job done, but it was difficult.
That's the stuff that sharpens you up, right? You know what I mean? That's the stuff that hones you. Like, also, even if you have it on you, isn't guaranteed to work.
No.
There's times things come out of that bag and they're just not operating.
So you always have to have a backup.
Always have a backup.
Always have two cameras.
I always wanted to ask you guys this. I ask every Getty photographer this. Have you ever had a shot that you feel like got wrecked by the watermark, just slammed over the frame?
Oh, a ton of times. But I'm going to say this. I really like having the watermark on my shots.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an important archive and it gives it a sense of importance. I really like that Getty puts the credit of the photographer on the watermark, which no other agency does. And it's a way to tell people, hey, this is a copyrighted picture. It can be licensed, and it has a credit. So I think it gives some advantages.
It's
Also,
always
the
a
Getty
street
watermark is very aesthetic.
It's a street cred thing for sure, and I struggle with it. Maybe let me know in the chat what you think about this, but it's almost iconic. When I see that, I almost pay attention more to the image for a second. I'm like, no, they were supposed to be there. They were asked to be there. Who are they? Who shot this? Why they shoot this? Why am I looking at it? Like, it automatically puts my brain in a mode of like, no, this is more than just someone's phone photo.
Right.
You know what I mean? What was it like getting signed by Getty? Were you trying to get signed by Getty, or were you like, I don't know if I want to work for an agency?
So I was kind of nervous. I just had my first kid was born.
Whoa.
Just that at that time when this was happening, and I was worried that how will this work with the liquidity that your schedule needs to be. But I was at some event and I met somebody and I knew like that this is where this is going to lead. And I came home that day and was like, I told my wife, it's like, I think this is the most important day since we moved to New York. Like this is like my breakthrough day.
Wow.
And yeah, like I knew it like immediately.
How long ago was that?
10 years ago.
10 years. So running a decade of Getty, huh?
Yeah.
Where do you think you'd be doing if you weren't doing the agency stuff? Do you think you would have gone to the events yourself trying to get images out there?
I'd probably try to get into a different agency if it wasn't Getty.
Okay.
But I think this is the path that I was looking for.
Just work,
like if you would ask me when I moved to New York, what I'm looking for, it was like, I want to create stuff for magazines and for editorial. So I think that was the either work for a magazine or for an agency, which working for a magazine, I don't know if that still exists, but.
What has been like one of the events that you've been called to that's been your favorite ever since?
So
there's got to be something that's so fun.
I think the picture that I like the most that I shot at Getty is when Jared Leto climbed the Empire State Building.
Oh, is it on your IG?
It's on IG, but it's like more than 2 years ago, so you might have to.
You got to pin that to the top, bro.
Yeah, there it is. And I think that's my favorite frame that I took at Getty. I hung out at that balcony for a long time. And I just saw that happening, and it just had one of those moments that I sharpened. I got to close the aperture to get that star, and it was just like
I gotta say that watermark is placed perfectly.
Right.
Oh, gosh, man. Yeah. But that's also very editorial when you guys leave words room for words.
Right. Well, that wasn't the intention. I wanted to show the city.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing is if like, were you happy that it was a clear sky? Did you want clouds for some density? Or
I usually like it when there's clouds. I don't usually like a fully clear sky, but I think for this picture, it's just like it kind of makes it look cold, which I think speaks to the atmosphere that was there.
Oh, the color's awesome. The warmth of him against that snappy warmth against that cold blue.
Yeah.
And then you did the sun star thing.
Yeah.
You're like, let me close down all the way.
Yeah. So I had like it's really like I saw that about to happen, and I'm like,
no way.
I'm like, oh, this is all gonna fall together, and it just fell together, and it was, yeah.
You know, from my earlier days, I just remember like while you're shooting, you can feel yourself getting it.
Yeah.
And this was back in the film when I was like, I know I got, like, I can't wait. And you're almost like, all right, get this camera somewhere safe quick. You ever get those moments for Getty?
I have even more than that. I have like moments when I look at something at the screen and I'm like, oh, this is the shot. And then
you have to lock it, right?
When you look, if you don't mark it on the camera, when you look at it when you're editing, you're not seeing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not
different moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get a certain excitement when we shoot it, and then when you're looking at it, it's like, oh, that's not how I remembered it, or which one was it? The one that I thought, and then when you mark it and you're like, okay, then it's
one of my favorite moments at Comic-Con. This is probably the most photo nerdy like thing to observe. After you shoot somebody, you use the voice note on your camera, but they're always in like a big heavy mask. Right. And so his face goes to like this, like you could tell he's like trying to make it coherent, and then he's like relaying it. I'm always wondering, like, I wonder if he got that one. I wonder if he got that name right. I wonder if he can even hear it with all the noise going on.
It's also interesting. People are blown away by the voice that the camera can record voice tags.
And that's been a thing for.
And I need to explain it to them a lot of times through the costume. So they don't understand why I'm holding the camera to their face.
Yeah.
And
yes.
And it's like recording. It's got like 60 seconds to record, and I need him to dispel information. And no disrespect to the Peter photographs. I get this is foreign. Like it's not for someone who doesn't deal with this. It's not.
You had a guy in a FNAF costume, a Five Nights at Freddy costume. It was huge, and he was trying so hard to get his mouth like to be in a place where you could hear it. Yeah. And this moment of you going like this with all this gear on you, I thought I couldn't stop laughing. And like nobody else that doesn't shoot would have got that. And if you guys don't know in the chat, pro bodies usually have a microphone button, and you can shoot something and then leave a voice note that correlates to that shot. So you could be like, film, credits, who's in it, time of day, whatever note you need to place with it.
Yeah.
Then do you send that to someone and they catch it, or you have to target?
So in an event like Comic-Con, I have an editor, so he needs to know.
Like flying to wire? No, right?
No. There's an editor at Comic-Con.
Oh, okay.
So I'll drop off a card, and then he'll have all these pictures, and he'll probably be like most of the people, the editors that work Comic-Con usually they like comics and stuff like that, but still,
So they know what they're looking at.
But there's so much that you're not necessarily going to recognize the character. So I have the person tell me the character so that the editor will know how to tag it.
Yeah, it's
how
just
to caption it.
You got to see your face. You might even see it in my video. I think I must have thrown in there. It's amazing. I'm always wondering, his eyes are rolling back. He's trying to hear. It is so loud. You elbowing people. I mean, bro, I have a clip of you going back and you're like this and you're like this, and then you go to shoot and then there's someone in front of your light and like you go, bro. And I'm like, I would lose my mind, but this is part of it for you.
It's a challenge shooting there because it's a very, like, that corner in Comic-Con I think looks best in the
tunnel.
That tunnel place.
It's iconic.
It's got like this grittiness to it. It almost looks like the scene in Batman where they go under the.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like that's the best spot in Javits to shoot, and it's so hectic there that it's
dense.
And I want to have the 3 flashes. It's dense, yeah.
But plus you have time constraints. I mean, people go there, set up all day. You're like, I got a couple hours to do this,
maybe even less, yeah.
And that's where all the cosplayers are. If that's what you're going to go shoot. But I've watched this. He'll get a call going, I need you over here because this celebrity is doing a signing here. So he's got to grab all that gear, chuck it in a case, and then get to the other side of the Javits. The Javits Center is 5 blocks, 5 city blocks.
Something like that.
And my man's got a book. He's aerodynamic. Yeah. So he's got an advantage there. But I've seen you book. And that's why when I grabbed you, I was like, I don't want to bother this guy. I know what it's like to be working. But he stopped. He let me talk to him for a bit. And that brought you to doing this. So I'm really psyched you're here, man. Is there something you're hoping to grab? Is there an event that you haven't gotten to, or a moment that you're looking for out there?
Well, I would
Met Gala.
Yeah, I would like at some point to shoot the Met Gala. Not because of the event. Just I think like the experience as a photographer is crazy to do that. But also the Oscars, I hope to shoot one day. But
didn't you do the Emmys or something? Or?
I did. No, I did the VMAs.
VMAs.
I did the VMAs every year.
I feel like when you do something like the Met Gala, you're really fighting. I mean, there are guys with lenses over people's shoulders, over another lens. Like, you're really scraping.
Did you see that video of the guy losing it, like breaking his camera on the fence?
Yeah. What I want to know is, when you're in a situation like that and you're all basically working, what's differentiating your shot from the guy 2 inches away from you? What are you hoping for? Is it just because you're tied to an agency and they're a different agency?
So, I mean, this is an interesting thing. You can look at 5 photographers that go to a red carpet. Everyone will have like a slightly, even though essentially it's the same shot, right? Like it's a step and repeat. There's a person. That's it. Like there's not much to it. But you'll see like who knows how to get the best settings for this. You'll see like who will do something a little creative. Who will do like it differs. But yeah, mostly the agency tied in the end. That's the like where it goes is the bottom line. Like they'll have multiple photographers so that all the agents get stocked.
No, I always think about that. I'm like, the only thing that's separating that lens from that lens that are literally touching each other is probably where it's going, rather than anything else, Zuma press, whatever, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. If you got thrown to an event and it wasn't for an agency, it wasn't a job, you went to the Met Gala as just Roy, right? What type of shots would you be taking? Do you think it would change at all for you? Do you think that you'd be putting a different personality to those images, or you shoot it for the mass viewership?
Well, it depends. It depends on what position you would be in.
Okay.
So if you're like one of the red carpet photographers that's on the sides, there's only so much you can do. Like that's the shot you're gonna get.
Well, you always have to be like, Chapel over here, Chapel over here.
You gotta shout. But
you're very loud, by the way.
But there's photographers in the Met Gala, they'll shoot inside or they'll shoot like between the celebrities, and then there's a lot of space for creative. I mean, there's also space for creative if you're shooting on the sidelines, but it's a different kind of job.
I mean, that's my favorite part about the Olympics is when you start seeing the people that do like the artistics instead of the moments.
I'm blown away by the stuff that comes out of this.
Dude, Al Bello,
he's
Elsa Garrison. I mean, what these people are doing.
Amazing.
It's incredible. And how do they see it? You got one thing that blows my mind, and you're more used to this than I am. The super long lenses have such a small field of view, yet they're in there. It's almost like they had to have been hawking this forever.
they must have some. They must have the exact idea of what they want to get before they came to the Olympics, because there's shots where you'll see like the subject like in dead focus and the backgrounds are like completely like they have like completely motion blur. Like the, some of the photographers at sports are like really interesting.
I just
I
think
think
when you
that's a
can
really interesting
make
thing.
something that's, I don't want to say it's mundane, but in a still image, you're not looking at how fast they're moving, the time that they're at. They're trying to pull out these aspects of it. Like, look at the Alyssa Luth stuff, right? She's so happy and and that's what they all focused on. And then Elsa Garrison puts up a photo that's got bashed teeth with the American flag over them. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
you know, they really have to
So,
pull.
so I think what's interesting about that they'll give time for the creative shots, even though they still got to get those like the storytelling shots. So
The-
that's they have to get both of that stuff. So
But that's really what you're doing the whole time, is trying to tell a story of what's going on. Just, you know, you have to have a pulse. Like, you have to be on that. I mean, you have to have your finger on the pulse a bit, don't you think? To when you're at these events, you have to know who's priority, what's going on in the world, to prioritize them. You could be shooting someone you think is something.
oh, misrecognitions all the time.
What's what's that like?
Um,
I mean, do you?
I mean, I usually in the type of events that I do, I usually work with a PR person, but I'll be like, oh, isn't that and that from that movie? And they're like, no, that's not him at all. No.
Dude, I'm so bad with new school celebrities. I'm always like, okay, like, what are they famous for? What? Oh, they're some DJ.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Dude,
I'm not here to judge
No.
what makes a celebrity. I'm here just to capture a nice picture of them.
have you had any interest of going into like more of a studio setting where you're doing more of a curated look or a concept rather than grabbing what's in front of you?
So I think Comic-Con is like that kind of thing when I do my setup. But that's as far as I want to take it. Like I wouldn't want to be like a full-time portrait photographer. I feel like, not, no disrespect, it's just not kind of like
No, you're disrespecting me. It's fine.
I just don't have I just need to be outside and doing different things every day. Like I feel like if I do the same thing over and over, I get kind of like
No,
become stale.
absolutely. And that's why I wonder about like your type of photography. It's just a different celebrity, a different outfit sometimes, right? But then you
Yeah,
get
but it's a
Jared Leto
different-
climbing a building, and
But it's a different venue. It makes me take a different subway. It makes me go through a different path. It makes me do something different every day. So
that's true.
So I feel like you got to find those things that even if you're doing the same thing, even it's never really the same thing, but even if you're doing the same thing, you got to find those things that keep making it interesting.
Do you, when you get a call for a venue, do you already have like your map out? You're like, I've been there 47 times. I know where to go. Like, you got to be getting crazy dialed in at this point.
So there's venues that I know inside out, but let's say yesterday I shot at the Hall de Luminares. It's right next to City Hall. I've been to that building maybe like 5 or 6 times, and I cannot tell you what the inside of that building looks like. I can't map it out. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's such a weird building. It's beautiful, but it's a weird building.
But the city's also always changing, which is kind of wild. There's walls that I've always had like marked on my calendar, like, oh, this will be good to shoot at. Then the building's gone, and I'm like, come on, man.
Well,
you know,
I had this thing I shot, like my sister-in-law has a big photo that I took of a building that had like all graffiti over it, like really nice street art. And I came back there like literally the next month, and the whole block was gone. I was like, wow, good thing I caught it when I caught it.
So there was a wall on the Lower East Side that whoever hit it used a ton of silver.
Right.
So I always shot models there and used it as like a giant silver bounce.
Yeah, that's
that building's gone, dude. I got to use it for one video before they demolished. If you ever watched my Pro Photo A2 video with the girl with the long fire red hair, and then I was like, oh man. So now I'm on my look for like, where's another heavy silver building or something like that. Right. And also the light changes in this city a lot too. Seasons, what it's reflecting off of.
It's kind of amazing. Like, it reflects off the windows, and you get like this amazing like reflector light. It's,
dude, FIDA.
Yeah.
The financial district reflection.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about this, like the warmth of the sun in that grayed out financial district that hits so hard.
It's like the Corsia had like a whole series that he did of portraits with the reflections. It's perfect.
Are you ever at the stock exchange for what you do?
Rarely, but yeah, I'd be more at NASDAQ. But.
Oh, NASDAQ. That's got to be as brutal as Comic-Con. That's got to be just crazy.
So NASDAQ, I used to work for NASDAQ, and it's a pace that you need. Like, it happens in a very certain pace. So once you get dialed into that pace, it's kind of like it repeats itself. But yeah, it's hectic. Like, it's like a very tight schedule because it goes live on TV. So everything all the events that are live for TV are very interesting to shoot. Like let's say even the VMAs, it's very very interesting because it's not the way it looks when you look at it through the screen.
Well, also I think as we go forward, we're shooting basically live.
Right.
Right? There's no it comes out tomorrow. There's social has to be up like as you're doing it.
Yep.
Literally our cameras are starting now to shoot to cloud,
Yep.
which is bananas. But do you feel the pressure building from that, or do you find it as an advantage?
Well, so I feel like for a shot to be the best it can, it needs to be edited. But the speed is very very important. The way we work at Getty, which I respect, that everything goes through an editor, even if it's like almost to live. So let's say the event I shot yesterday, my camera's set up to send to an FTP,
Yeah.
and there's an editor sitting.
You're Ethernetted in or no?
No, it's gone to, I have like a MiFi device. It'll go to that. Editor's receiving it. It'll do like a little tweak to it and caption, and it goes live. So I think that speed has an advantage because you can see it when you go to an event. There's 5 photographers there. Whoever gets the shots out first, those shots are going to be the ones that get the placements.
Have you ever had a shot come out later than someone else, but it had more impact, you feel, and then it got more stretched, like people shared it more or whatever, it got out there more?
So it's hard to say what's the reasons for a shot being chosen.
Yeah.
Because I've seen like different kinds of shots, better or worse, like being chosen for stuff. It's also like the time that you shoot it. Speed is not always the advantage because sometimes like you'll shoot an event at night and the people are going to look at it just tomorrow morning when they come into their office. So sometimes the guy that has his pictures last is actually the guy that's going to get picked up. So it's very hard to say at the moment, oh, this is going to be an advantage for this event and this is going to be an advantage for that event. So you just got to do what you just got to have the method and just do what.
Do you ever battle with your photo editor? You're like, no, this is the shot, and then they pick like the 1 or 2, 3 frames after. Like you're always
not battle. We're all friends, and I super respect the editors. They take away a lot of time from my life, like for real. Like the amount. I think one of the things I didn't like about shooting weddings was the amount of time I spent editing.
The volume, yeah.
And the editors, they're amazing, and sometimes I'll mark a picture on the camera, like I'll put the
key thing,
thing, and then they know that's a picture that I think is important. Or sometimes I'll say, well, you missed this because this was the moment that was important, and they'll just add it in. I don't have to fight with them. Like
right.
It's a cooperation. It's not,
and the longer you work together, the more you guys get in sync.
Yeah.
You know, I find that people don't realize that the longevity of the relationship is as important as the relationships itself.
Yeah.
You have to, you're constantly evolving. Everything's evolving. The more you're in the same mindset of the same task, the better off you are. Marcus in the chat is saying, I do not enjoy delivering content from my camera to people for social or press release during an event. Why? I had a guy, he once said, like, what's the point of shooting if no one sees it? Right. The whole point is to get it out there. Right. I mean,
right, but you also want it to look a certain way. Like I've had events that they were like, well, we need like 30 shots while the panel is happening. So I'll download from the camera to my phone, I'll edit it in Lightroom and then send it like
what's an edit? Like what is an actual edit? Because you have to be honest. You can't you're not retouching things here.
I'll open the shadows a little bit. I'll close the blacks a little bit. Like I'll give it a little oomph.
Yeah, but you're what I'm saying is that you're not cloning pixels.
No. I'm not moving pixels at all.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to move pixels at all. That's something that you asked before about, like the light stands. If I ever want to remove that, it's editorial. I can't do any Photoshop to my pictures.
Now, well,
any pixel moving Photoshop.
For press type stuff, but Comic-Con stuff, like I just see my thing with the cosplay photographers, and you know, I love you all dearly. I love you all, you know, but I'm not an editor guy. I shoot the way I want it shot.
Yeah.
Every time I see cosplay photographers that spend all this time setting up all this light and all this time then they murder it in editing with like crazy added on things, generated things, completely removing the entire event from it. And I'm like, and what's funny is in that video, the last one I did with you, there's a cosplayer in there. She says, actually, I hate the tunnel photos because I want to look like I'm at a con, not against the metal wall. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, if you shoot me in the tunnel with the tunnel behind me, I'm like, that's funny. I know a guy who does that. And he's the guy that used all the shots for it. He's the house photographer. So I just thought it was really interesting that you probably clued into what people are wanting out of those shots more than you probably give yourself credit for, honestly.
Well, I feel like
throw a preset on it, they're saying. You probably have some preset. No photo mechanic stuff? Okay.
I mean, I edit in Lightroom, but I have my secret sauce that I do to my pictures, but it's not I don't do preset. I'll do one and then I'll do copy settings and I'll slowly copy it and tweak it
Yeah,
per
because
picture.
it's always different. Your light's always
Yeah,
different. The
it's always
situation's
different.
always different. Even the atmosphere is different. We were just talking about
You'll
going
have
live.
two pictures that look almost identical. You'll put the same settings on them, and sometimes you still need to tweak it.
That's why when people buy presets, I'm like, it's not going to look like their photos.
No.
Trust me, it's not. But if you don't know what you're looking at or why it's doing what it's doing, you kind of the people that use presets, I call them starting points. Like if you don't know what to look for and you've never been trained by someone or train your eye, it gives you an idea of, oh, maybe more saturation. Oh, maybe more like it gives you an idea, but don't live on those things. Like you got to be kidding me.
I think the secret to good photo editing is kind of envisioning what you want the picture to look like in the end, and then work to get to that point.
I think it's hard to for people to get to a point where they know what they want.
Right.
I think that's where we're at. So many people are just grabbing cameras and going.
It's experience. Experience is king.
I was raised by old school guys and I was carrying a lot of heavy bags for a long time. They're not doing that anymore. They're going on YouTube and watching schmucks like this.
Right.
You know, right? So we're in a different world, man.
Yeah, I feel like everything you learn over time has its place. I think like working in the darkroom when I was a teenager informed a lot what I do today.
Yes.
Informed a lot. Like it made me understand things in a way that I feel like a lot of photographers don't because they never had that experience.
Yeah.
Like you get, oh, this is what you do in the darkroom. So how do I apply that to?
Bro, me and Daniel just went to a high school to teach them how to shoot and process film. I explained to them why the hand tool on Photoshop is a hand, and they were like, "Whoa!" It's like the stuff you're doing now came from this. Yeah. Understand this, you'll know why that. You know. Yeah. Craig in the chat is saying I would have a hard time handing off my images for edits, but I guess that's part of the game now. I find the most professional, most hardworking, or like the most prolific working people. That's they did the shot. Now you have to trust another professional to do their part of it. You know, if you're working at the speed you're working at.
It's also my favorite part is being outside and shooting
and just getting out of there. Right.
I feel like when I edit my shots, they get something that other people, I feel like there's the language that I have, but I appreciate so much having the editors because you come out of an event with 1,000 pictures after you've shot for 7 or 8 hours, all of that's got to go live tonight. That's a long night.
There's also some advantage to someone that's not emotionally invested in the shot. So
that's true.
You have 100, you know, I every time I shoot with a model now, I give them like 150 frames.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're only going to use one.
Right.
I'll let them pick it or whatever. But if you have someone that's looking at the shot straight up, this is what you deliver to them. They are looking at it at such a more subjective lens, no pun intended, that it removes a lot of things. A lot of people post their images that we don't know what they went through in the time of shooting that, but to them it was like, no, you don't understand. I had this moment. Like we don't know that.
Yeah.
So there's an advantage to that.
It's also when you edit your own stuff, you'll find yourself picking two pictures that are very similar.
Exactly.
To each other. The editor will never do that.
It's amazing, right? It's almost they're ruthless, but they have to be
because
you have to understand people are going to be over this shoot you did in 2 frames.
Yeah.
They don't care about the 100. What I started doing was when Instagram started prioritizing reels, I just put them all in a slideshow and 60-second slideshow. I put it out there. I have one at the top of my Instagram that's of this alien I shot for a thing. You can't even see the photos. Like that. I'm like, man, I just ruined this whole set. I really got to pull something from it.
I feel like something got really lost in Instagram at that point. Like Instagram was all about photography. It was great. And
it's social media. Do you feel like there's a platform you favor more for your work to be seen on?
I feel like Facebook is like for family and friends, and Instagram is for like promoting.
Yeah.
Or LinkedIn is for like the big wigs to see what you're doing.
I feel like what you do, Twitter is a major platform. They don't put it out there.
I don't touch for Twitter.
Yeah, but when you hand it to a Getty or whatever.
Oh, Getty has their own social media stuff that they do, but the social media I do, I stay away from Twitter.
I don't think you need to do it. So in a sense, Instagram is people's agencies. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they're shooting to put on there.
Right.
You're shooting for real.
Yep.
You know, he's shooting for keeps. You know? Zen saying I have a preset I made for myself of steps I find myself using frequently. It's just a shortcut. But then you go from there.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. An excellent point for sure, with the prerequisite being having a good editor. That's like anything else. If you have a link in the chain, if one of those links isn't doing the thing you need to do, it's a bad chain.
Yep.
Right?
100%.
How do you go about finding an editor to work with?
I don't pick them. Getty picks them.
Have you given them feedback and like, this guy's not working out for me?
No.
No. Wow.
No, I respect the editors so much. I can't do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's kind of like Joey on it's kind of like Joey on Friends when he like talked about I write some of my scenes and they write them out. The
Yeah.
writers write them out. You're like, oh, I love the editors. The editors are great. The editors are awesome.
Great.
I love the editors.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is there something you're hoping to get? Like, do you feel like one day you're going to have this library of just moments that happened in New York and you're going to put out a book, or like, what do you feel is going to?
Well, so to me, I feel like Getty, if you look at it 100 years from now, that's going to be like the
Yeah.
archive of the time. I think it's the biggest archive right now. It contains probably, I mean, no disrespect to AP or Reuters, but that is the one that people look to in the end. So to me, any picture that goes on Getty, especially if it's one that I like, is a win. But I feel like that's kind of the way I make my mark in history. Like, this is going to be an archive that's going to be around forever, even if no matter what happens, this archive is going to be around. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, it's just kind of interesting how you started shooting to make things like immortal and archived, and now there's so much images out there. We're hoping to be part of an archive,
Right, yeah.
right? It's kind of wild. Is there?
I'd like to make a book at some point. I tried after the pandemic. It's not easy.
Get yourself an editor. I heard they're really
Right. No, it's not easy because I feel like the book publishers are not. They're not There's so many photographers now. They're not looking to take risks.
Oh yeah,
people
absolutely.
people that they don't know.
There's a book publisher that a lot of photographers use, Rocky Nook.
Right.
I know Joe and Vanessa use them and stuff like that. So maybe that's an avenue because they lean into the photography world a lot, and I think that's important. There's Peanut Press Books that's done by David Carroll, and David Carroll was the photo producer for CBS. And when he says, "Hey, I'm going to do a book for you," from the very start they go to the printing press, the whole thing as the photographer, and every book they put out, you would not think it's from the same publisher. The covers are hard, they're soft, that's the way to do it. But you're gonna have to really boil down your shots, your volume of shots, your library. What is your backup system like? I mean, you must have terabytes.
It's terrible. This is something that I battle with internally a lot, but yeah, I've got about 130 terabytes that I need to back up.
100 that you need to back up, not that you already have backed up.
I need to back up.
Wow.
I mean, I have backups of some of it, but it's very difficult because just the like, I actually contacted a server farm once,
Wow.
and they're like, "Oh, you have as much information as like a Fortune 500 company." I'm like, okay, well, me and every other photographer, like, well, you guys need to find solutions for this stuff. But at the price point that they wanted, it was just like not. They wanted like eight grand a month for.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Imagine you did video.
This was like maybe like 7 or 8 years ago.
If you did video, you'd be.
I'd love to hear what these people do with backups.
I think we're going to start seeing people build their own servers out of hard disks. I mean, that's really what's happening.
So I wanted to do that. That's one of my projects. That you asked about projects. That's one of my projects.
That's your projects? Yeah. Oh my God. We got to check back in on that. I would love to see you back up 130 terabytes and what that process is.
Yeah.
I mean, I have heart attacks. Like, I have so many things out that I'm like, that's the only copy of that. I'd better get on. And I never get to it. I'm like, but you know, I should play Zelda for the 14th time. Let me go. Like, you just, once are you like me? After you shot it, you're over it? I'm out of it.
I'll look back at something only if I'm looking for like a select. Like I'm looking, like you asked me for pictures, so I had to go back and I want this picture, I want this picture. So but I find, or like in the end of the year, I'll do like my end year post. So I'll look back at pictures that I kind of want to post again. I usually re-edit them too. Like
you change, yeah.
Like I feel like my process changes over time. So
you mature. Yeah. I use a Dropbox. So if I do a set and I say like, well, that's a keyframe from this, I just throw it in there. So at least I know I have something. Right. And so when a magazine, like what era, man, when they ask me for like, hey, can we just get some stuff? I just chuck them that drop. I'm like, take whatever you want. Yep. Knock yourself out. and my file name is all the credits. My model, my makeup artist, and the year.
That's smart.
Yeah. So I've been through enough of the times of being yelled at or missing a spot in some media thing because I didn't get it to them fast enough. So I'm like,
It's also like once it's in your archive, it's sometimes hard to retrieve.
Dude. Yes. And if you don't have a good system. So, you know, what's funny is I used to do my archive as month, day, date, year. And I could never find anything because guess what? Months repeat. Did you know this? I didn't know this. Apparently they repeat. So Daniel, I was looking at his archive and I was like, Oh, you start with the year, and I smacked my forehead so hard. I must have gotten a concussion because I was like, "This is I'm so stupid."
Oh yeah, I at some point, like every drive, all of my drives will have like a work 2026, a Getty 2026, and a family 2026.
Oh
So,
boy.
and then I can search, like it's easier to search that way. But
Oh my gosh, man. It's funny when you see these pros out in the field with like six figures in gear, but then they go home to like a ThinkPad from 1995 that they're going to try to back up everything. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Craig is actually asking, what is the general pathway to getting into something like Getty or AP or just getting into an agency like that?
so anything, you got to put yourself out there. First of all, you gotta work. Like you gotta find ways to get to events, which there's several ways to do that. To get to the agency themselves, most of them will have an email on their site to apply. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's very, very hard to get chosen. Very few people do. Um, and but just be persistent. Once your name is out there and they'll know you, because I mean, even in a place like New York, there's a certain amount of press photographers. The editors start knowing the people from the other agencies. So at some point, they'll know who you are, and you'll be able to have a conversation.
I think it's proving you're reliable and that you're ambitious to do it.
Well, that's after you start working in an agency. It also takes a very long time until you get trusted. So yeah, it's a long road. It took me a very long time until it could be the only thing I'm doing. I mean, it's not the only thing I'm doing, but it's like 97% of my work.
You're
is
busy,
spaghetti,
man. You're
and I'm
always,
busy.
I mean, crazy.
But it took a long time to get there. So persistence,
step's a step
persistence,
forward.
just persistence. Yeah.
And would you recommend like just going to known events to get shots, even if they're not going anywhere?
But if you can't, first of all, always shoot. Get experience. Always shoot. Try see like different lighting situations, see different flash situations, see how you get your shots to be where they need to be. Always, like when you're out with your kids, shoot them with a real camera, not with your phone. Always like test your gear. Always see where you can get better, because like even you'll see me go to the park with my kids and I'll be with like a 300 millimeter. just
no farther,
because it's a lens that I don't use a lot and I want to get experience with it.
Yeah,
So I'll take it. It's mostly the 135-1.8, but
that lens, man.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Plena, the actual Plena?
I don't own the Plena yet.
Okay.
But it's in my shopping list.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
I have the Sigma 135.
You mentioned shoot with a real camera, not your phone. What are your thoughts on seeing more and more phones at these press events as the tool they're using?
So a lot of the events don't allow phones anymore.
Really? Because last time I was in the game, there was phones like this with brackets on them and lights and all.
The video people. That I don't know, but
okay.
but the still people, they want people with real cameras.
Okay.
You'll see occasionally people with phones, but it's not as prominent as it was maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. And a lot of times the people that you're seeing are people that are not the actual photographers, or like shooting over them or stuff like that, because they're just at the event and they want to take a picture of a celebrity. But yeah, the events. So it works both ways. So the event wants us there because it makes the celebrities feel important. So they want people that look like photographers.
I feel like every now and then you deal with someone that's got some VIP status, you're battling their own assistants with their own phones, like getting in front of things. Like you're just like, listen, can I just get this one frame?
I've had crazy experience with
please tell.
Yeah.
No,
I don't want to tell too much, but
no
yeah,
names, no
like
names.
a lot of times the PR people, not the event PR people, the PR people of the celebrities themselves, they don't always do service to their clients.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They really hinder a lot. They don't give them enough time. They don't.
Yeah.
They prioritize the weirdest things.
Some of them will tell you, "Oh, you can only take 3 shots of this person." Why? Why are you limiting how many shots?
Do you not want them to get media? Like, what are you doing?
There's a lot of stuff I don't understand in that side of the business. And again, this is not the events people. Those are usually great. It's the no offense to anybody personally, but it's a lot.
Do you have any like rivals out there in the field? When you see that guy, you guys give each other like a hard eye?
No.
And then you go at it? No Newman Seinfeld thing?
No.
Come on.
I believe that
some drama.
I believe that we should all get along and we should all help each other, because this is a business that's gonna be in decline soon, and we need to show that we all can do a good job, because we need we need the people that want to hire us to say this is different from a phone shot,
Yeah.
and we all need to be better.
Well, we have to maintain our value.
Yeah.
With that said, do you have any worries about AI?
Let me just add something there.
Go for it.
I don't know how this works in other cities, but in New York, the press photographers, most of them know each other, and there's mostly a good relationship with everybody. Like you'll see celebrities come to New York and they're like, "Oh, you guys get along so well. You're all taking turns, and this doesn't happen here or there or there." It's very important. I think you all, in the end, everybody wants to get the shot with the eye contact, and if we're all shouting over each other, nobody's getting anything.
You know why that is? Because New Yorkers understand it's hard enough, right? We might be cold,
Yeah.
but when it comes to like, look what just happened in the snow, right? They're helping each other get their cars out.
Right.
I watched videos of people getting halal carts back up on the street. I mean, New Yorkers are cold, but we understand getting a job done, and we're all doing that job. Why make it harder on each other?
Right.
It's going to be harder the next time, and the next time, the next time.
And we're
know.
all relying on each other in the end.
So Jason's actually asking your thoughts on videography, capturing stills versus moving image. How has video affected the photographer?
So I think for every other field except mine, it's very important to get into video, because I think the more as time goes, video has more viable platforms to be shown, and media want things to move in a way. But for what I do, it's only like, I think the still is the important part still, and I feel like if you want to get into video, you need to treat it as another thing you do. It's not an extension of photography. It's different. Like you need to treat video as video, and then still needs to be treated as stills. And I think it's very good to get into video right now.
There's a lot of people, I even see them come in here, especially during Fashion Week. They'll build like a cage system. So they're shooting stills, but then they'll have a DJI Osmo over here and a GoPro in the shoe. And I'm always like, right, but
that's different.
That's different, right?
Different. It's not. It's
that's BTS-y, right?
Right. It's that has a lot of value actually. Even in what I do, like there's a lot of value in that.
I always thought that you should be rocking BTS or what you're like. I know we keep coming on the Comic-Con stuff because that's where I run into a lot, but you got to see yourself when you're doing this. Like somebody would want to get clued into it. I think it's so entertaining. When you show up, I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome. You never thought about putting like an Insta360 on you or a GoPro in the, come on.
This is the first time I do anything like this.
I had to pull his teeth to come here. I just want you to know he's doing us a huge favor here. He was like, I don't know. What am I going to talk about? Any working photographer that I try to get on here, the line is always, what am I going to talk about? I don't know. I just shoot. What is there to say? And it's like, that's person that is prioritizing their job. You're a pro.
So in the long run, in my career, I want people to focus on the pictures, not on me. Like I don't feel like this is important. The pictures is what's important.
You making fun of me? What is this? What, you taking a shot at me here?
No.
Go ahead. No.
You do you.
I don't know. I've just always had a loud mouth and had a lot to say, so it just worked out for me to be doing this part of things. But
I'm not disrespecting the people who do it. Everybody does what works for them. For me, I'm not like a non-camera.
Yeah, but
person.
I feel like forget about the on-camera person part. I feel like one, optimize everything you're doing. What's the hardest thing about putting like a little gorilla pod with a GoPro while you're working? Two, you don't know what that's going to help somebody next, you know? Sure. And there's always questions about the stuff we don't see, stuff like that. But also you're in situations only a small percentage of people ever get to. One of my friends, Ed Mulholland, is like the best boxing photographer, man. And I'm like, you're out of your mind not filming yourself doing this. And he started doing that now. So, and Jamie Price filming himself being one of the 13 people in the world shooting F1 or whatever. I'm like, people like, that's what? Awesome. Yeah, but you're on the side of building with Jared Leto. Like, do it. Like, just throw a GoPro on. Even if you throw the footage away.
It would be unprofessional for me to get to a place like that and set up a camera to shoot me.
But I don't think you have to set it up. I think on you.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll think
your
about
kids
it.
One day are gonna be like, "Oh, Dad, I don't think you've done any of this."
So I enjoy a lot the stuff the B-roll that you shot in Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I look at it and it's like interesting to see yourself work.
Do you want the rest of it? Because I got
sure.
plenty of it that I cut out. So, you know, it's all elbows. I love the elbows. My favorite part is just like come on. You're literally pushing people while you're doing this. I just love it, man. And it's. I don't think people look at you and go, who is this guy? They all know exactly who is asking them to move. And they don't even question it. They get out of their way.
I still try to be polite.
Sure. But you have
In a New
absolutely
York
had,
way.
man, you have had a long lens to your face, and I've seen you go, come on. And I just love it, man, because I don't miss those days.
I'll have moments where somebody's looking me dead in the eye and still drift
Oh yeah,
into my picture. Like, what are you doing, dude?
bro, I don't miss those days at all. And even when I shifted my career to being mainly inside of commercial studios, the many times I'm like, how come the left side isn't firing? Oh, it's not that's not firing. The makeup artist has her phone out and she's blocking my strip light. You know, like it happens, you know, but that's kind of the world we're in now, you know? Mike is asking, it is camera right that takes all the good photos, right? That's funny. Do you like ever look back and just going like, I should have gone to this position, and then hopefully you get called to that venue again and like I gotta remember. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's not like in a grieving kind of, oh, I fucked up. Sorry.
All right, we got to throw this whole thing out now. That's it.
Yeah. It's more like, well, next time I'm here, that'll be a better place to be. Like I feel like you always got to be thinking of that.
I'd be more worried if I wasn't thinking of that, right?
Yeah.
Every shot I do, every video, the last video I did for the 7200 was like, I should have changed this angle.
Yeah.
It's been in my mind since I left that venue.
Yeah.
And it'll haunt me for the rest of my life. It's fine.
It's also like, oh, if I shoot from this direction, the light is actually nicer or stuff like that. So it's stuff that you learn when you return to the same venue.
My favorite is when I go to have a chance to repeat it and I was wrong. I'm like, oh, nope, the light's pretty bad.
Isn't
nope.
it amazing
It's
that happens?
amazing. I'm like, I knew it in my soul. I knew that was the right angle.
Yeah,
you know?
I had an event. I can't remember the specifics, but it was I for a year. I was thinking, next time I'll be there, it's gonna be like and I planned it out, and then I did it, and it was just like, this doesn't work at all.
Yeah, dude. There's so many shots. Living in the city my whole life, like there's so many shots I've missed, or that I should have done differently. And then, like we said, the city changes and it's gone forever. And I just pray that it's like, hopefully it's that situation where I thought it was, and then I go there and it wouldn't have worked anyway for whatever reason. It's so weird. But then you're almost like, should I have known better? Should I,
You live and learn.
I'd be concerned if I didn't think that way. I'd be like, you're never growing. And that's when you get really stale. Mike's asking, in terms of him saying that he wants to he wants them to remember the photos, not him. It wasn't the photographer that has to look good. It was the camera. All right. That's fair. Guys, we're hitting time. So you guys have any last questions, please let me know. On average, if at an event, what is a volume that you shoot? Like what do you come back with? 1,000 frames, 2,000 frames? I know it's subjective, but
Depends on what the event is. If it's just a red carpet, it would be like, well, it depends on also the size of the carpet. But if it's just a red carpet, it'll be probably 500 to 1,000.
That's not a lot.
If I'm also doing a Q&A or a after party or a intro or something like that, it can come up to 15 to 2,000.
And you're flying like high res. You're doing like 40 plus megapixels.
But it's not that it's not a lot. You need to be thinking, you need to be like selecting while you're doing it and sending it to an editor. So you need to be thinking about not to create too much volume so you can go through it fast.
Right.
What'd you ask?
You're shooting full res. Like you're not doing.
No. So I'm shooting for myself a RAW for my archive, but I shoot a RAW plus JPEG, which I don't think many people do in my field. But I'm sending a mid-resolution JPEG to the editor.
Oh, it's not okay. Wow.
Because it's got to go fast through the wire.
I mean, every sports guy I know shoots JPEG because it's got to be done. It's got to be flown.
Yeah, but I found a lot of times that later I'll want to re-edit it for something. And I want to have the raw
skin off your back. You can even divide it.
A lot of drives.
It's a lot of drives, but at least you can always hit delete, right? Yeah. But now you can even separate them to different cards. So the JPEG goes to them. You keep the raw, that kind of stuff.
So Getty has a software that pulls all the JPEGs from the thing, and it's very easy.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Is there anything coming up that you want to let people know about? Is there anything? I mean, you guys, if you want, stay up on my guy right here. I think he deserves a way bigger following. So, and clearly you can see why you don't push anything. I mean, I can't believe how hard I had to work to get you in here.
Instagram?
Bro, this dude, he's like, I don't know. No. I'm surprised you did my Comic-Con video. I'm surprised you did it twice. So, but I think that broke you a little bit. I think it broke some ice for you. Yep. Was it weird? Does anyone ever come to you like that?
First time was weird.
I got to ask, because I don't know what it's like to be weird about this. Like, what is weird about it? Like,
it's always been, the focus has always been the photos, not me. And then to change the focus to me, it's just foreign to me.
But that's why I started those videos.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all these guys going hard. I mean, have you ever seen the anime convention guys?
Yeah.
They come with jibs, all sorts of stuff. I don't think half that stuff is on, but they just bring these giant setups. I'm like, someone's got to cover this, you know?
Right.
And you know what the comment I got a lot was, oh, I never knew what actually went into that. Like people think it's like a mystery of what gear is selected, what setups are selected. I had to get the guy. I mean, your stuff's on the subway signs.
Yeah.
You are the house photographer. So out of all the people, out of all the lenses, out of all the cameras going there, it's your shots that are promoting the next year's Comic-Con. That's a high bar, man.
Yeah.
Can't get anything out of this guy. Oh my God, man.
Honored to be in that position.
It's sick though. Are you kidding me? You're gonna. I mean,
I feel very fortunate.
If I were you, I'd be going up those subway ads and just cutting them off though, and just pulling them. Have you ever wanted to do that? Have you ever seen your stuff out there?
I've seen
You've done it.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that, but I wanted to.
Go do it. What's
my stuff's in a lot of places. Yeah.
That's the coolest part. I think anywhere that it gets,
But
if someone,
when I see it in print, I'll try to buy the magazine or.
yes,
Yeah.
I think print is so special, especially in this era. But I think to have your stuff out there selected, then someone took the ambition to basically do it as a layout.
Yeah.
You can't overlook that stuff.
No.
I mean, and there's a lot of media at those events, but you're the guy, man.
It's also something very addictive about this work is that when you see the exposure that your pictures get, I don't think any other job does that.
Exactly. Totally. I mean, I think almost every magazine I've worked for has gone out of print and it's just digital now. But like, I have a whole thing about going through Union Square to remind me of a few things.
Yeah.
I always went there, and there's a Barnes and Noble, the iconic Barnes and Noble.
Right.
I'd buy the entire stack of like Ride BMX magazine or like whatever magazine I had the cover on, and then like, oh, no one's gonna buy this magazine because I just bought them all.
Yeah.
But just there's something about like someone else printed it and you're holding it and you can just get like there's something to it.
So we have like at Getty when we notice something, I'll tell another photographer, hey, I saw this in print. If somebody tells me, I'll go immediately out and buy it just so I have like the hard copy.
It's amazing.
Like I had a cover on the Post with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. I want to have that forever. Like
Yeah.
I want to have the physical copy. Like it's like a full spread. Like it's
more and more rare, you know.
Yep.
And we're in a world that's fleeting. You just swipe away images. You can't swipe away a print, man.
No.
And it's really special. That's also very cool when someone recognizes something you shot
Yeah.
and said, "Did you know it was here?" And you're like, "That's very
yeah,
cool."
that's really cool. Yeah.
I think it's a huge compliment as from another photographer. I think there's a lot of subtle photographer compliments that we don't hear anymore. On one of the live streams I talked about, I don't know if you ever heard this, but like when another photographer says, "I like your light," it basically just meant they like everything,
Right.
the way you do everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think we say that anymore. I want to
Getting
like
a
bring that
compliment
back.
from a photographer is always the
It's
best.
sick. Well, you're getting one from me. I love the way you're shooting out there. I'm so psyched I got to put you on here. Make sure you follow my man, and especially on Comic-Con time, because I think I think that's your funnest stuff. I think
my
you really
favorite.
let your hair down, you know?
Yeah. It's my favorite event of the year for sure.
Oh my God. Guys, if you are into this, there are 80 other episodes of Coffee with Creators. Go check out that playlist, hit subscribe on this and the bell so you're notified when we go live. Tonight, 5 p.m., Mark Mann will be here, celebrity photographer. You might even know him, actually. He's going to be teaching you guys how to shoot with one light, and his model is going to be the crowd. Not making this up. Make sure you hit subscribe on this QR code and check out Adorama.com/events for all the stuff. But make sure you are checking out this channel. There's new videos every day, sometimes twice a day. In an event where 17 lenses came out last night. One of them is my video. You guys want to check it out? But I want to thank Roy for joining us. Make sure you hit some follow on all his stuff. Stay up on it. Roy, thank you so much, man.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Guys, I will see you on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be at WPI next week. So if you're going to be around on Vegas, go hop over to Adorama's booth. Me, Daniel, I'll be on stage. Daniel will be doing demos. It's going to be a whole melee of stuff. You know what's up. Be good to each other out there. We'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.